All right, I think this is on. It's working. It's working. It's working. Um, Anyone's around and you're joining the video? Hello. Gonna take a little lunchtime break. To maybe try to finish off some of the paintings I started never got around to finishing. So this first up is this. Wow, blank out. Green Goblin. You said I started a couple of weeks ago. I'm not loving the muddy green background. Didn't want to do something different, but I was actually gonna flush out all the details in the hand and the head first, but probably not a good idea. So I'm just going to try and build out some more texture in the background, kind of make it look a little bit like an explosion or some fireball-y stuff in the background, because I will mess up the edges, and then I can go back and clean up the edges on the character after. So that's what I'll be doing for the next 45 minutes or so. That's good. Where's my rag? There we go. Not much better. And I was debating putting one of those goblin bombs in his hand, but I haven't decided yet. So I won't worry about it too much right now. That is way too wet. And do So as usual, using acrylic paints, very diluted, heavily watered down, cheap brushes because I destroyed them, and I did a water wash on this side just to help it kind of blend. Give me this kind of loose texture. I did light them from this side, so it should be lighter on this side. At one point, I'm going to post, or when this is done, I guess I'll post the reference picture because I'm pretty sure I posed for this. Doesn't look anything like me, but just for hand shape and um, or the shape of the hand and the positioning of the head. I think can't remember which artist started this reference Wednesday hashtag on Twitter or Instagram, or Wacky Wednesday reference or something like that. So it's nice to see what some of the big guys, some of the big names use as their reference. There's a great one that Bill can never pronounce his name, posted before, which he used as a pose for an Electra cover he did. It's a little risque. That he posed for it, and I guess his wife or one of his friends took the picture, and then he used that pose reference to draw Electra. It's interesting to see him taking a male figure and just using the pose to make it a female. That part to dry a little bit. Don't remember why I decided to use this paper. I think this is just thin mixed media paper. It's not that great for a wet technique. Just because the paper buckles a lot. And it's not like I take this down to Bristol or anything like that. So, and still, it's fine. Paper's not tearing. It's just complicating things a little bit. And I'm using a dollar store makeup brush. I don't know what it's called, but it is fairly soft. I like using this to do some blending. Works better on thicker paper. To just dab down some paint, dry off the brush, and then go around the edges to blend them. And if some of this stuff hits into the hand and the face, that's fine because I'm going to go back there and adjust more later. Kind of finalize the edges. Also doesn't hurt if you get some of the background light tint onto the, well, that's a little too dark, onto the figure. It just helps bring the piece together. So push some of this yellow white right there. I think I'm going to throw some red in, give it more of a flame. I shouldn't go everywhere though. Just to be careful because I did a green background, so as I throw in reds and oranges, as they blend in with the green, it's going to start looking brown. So I need to either keep it soft, keep some of that green glowing through, or go really heavy so you don't really get the color blend. Oops. Either way, it does create a nice texture. I'm just brushing that away from me. It's all going to look very messy until it doesn't. But that's kind of the nature of acrylic, or the way I work with acrylic. Is very organic and very messy. This is getting to what I call the ugly stage, which whenever I have somebody doing them, they requested a commission and they want to see the process. I document a lot of the process on pretty much everything I do, whether it's photos or videos through live streams. But especially when you do photos, and I'll send, oh, here's some pictures of the clean pencils or the sketch and the clean pencils and the initial underpainting. He starts getting some value, and then it's like, okay, now I'm going to get into color, and it starts looking like this, and they're like, whoa, what happened? It's like, yeah, don't worry, it's expected. It's the way it's supposed to look at this point, because after this, as I start picking up the details and the fine details, it just starts coming together. So if you're looking at this and you're saying, what are you doing? Don't be scared. It will all work out at the end. And one thing that I'm trying to, well, not on this one because it's late on this one, but for other pieces that I've started, is I'm trying to do more background up front, and then get into the actual foreground. Historically, I've been kind of doing background, the foregrounds, and sort of ignoring the backgrounds, and I'm kind of trying to paint around it to try to fit things in. But like you see what I'm doing here, trying to have a flame shape or a highlight shape that's kind of coming across behind him, going this way across the hand. If I was trying to do this and I have to keep the finger edges clean, it's gonna be a mess. So if I just go over like this and pretend the finger's not there, I can get a more natural stroke or direction to the line. And then when I go and reinforce the shape of the hand, that will cover the background, and that's fine. I'm gonna do like this more red finish here. Time. Give myself an hour. It's a lunchtime break. I have a lot of work to do, so do need to take a break and stop staring at the computer screen for a bit. So this is perfect opportunity for that. But I can't let the stream run on for extended periods of time because I have to get to other stuff. It's yellow. As you can see, as I keep on building up these layers, the green is starting to disappear in some sections. Hey, Paul. Yeah, starting to get some texture. Just white that. No, white. Let's give more of a glow towards the center, because that's where the light would be coming from, or the main. And the center of the explosion fireball, whatever you want to call it. So as long as I manage to get nice sharp edges again, which is just a matter of patience, this texture that's getting left behind by the brush is going to look really cool in the background because it'll create a lot of visual contrast um, to make the background different. And then the foreground, which is the character himself, is going to have smoother, harder edges. And I mean, there's the contrast that gets created by the colors, the darks, I think dark to light and so on. But also you get a textural contrast. So the background looks almost has this bokeh effect. It just looks like it's out of focus just because the texture is different. And then the foreground will be sharper and just helps create more depth in the image. Yeah, that's my explanation. I'm sticking to it. And one thing that I do, I like to work on a larger canvas than, or larger piece of paper than what the final piece is going to be. Because this guy's going to get trimmed like that at the bottom, which doesn't really make a difference here, like that on the sides. So I need to make sure that gets a little softer, and like that here. So I want to make sure I'm not spending time blending this section because it's going to get cut out. Just wasting time. But I'm glad I did that check to make sure that I don't forget here. Ooh, that's a little too much white, but that might work to my advantage. Bring some red in here. It's getting a little too bright. Okay, touch of purple with my reds. Okay, so well, let's just do a little more scrubbing there. Really work that paint in. Yeah, I like that texture. So now, just so I don't over here, just using a pale yellow, which is just yellow mixed with white, on a small brush, fine tip brush. I'm gonna bring back some of the edges. I think this brush has met its end. 30 minutes. Okay. This brush is definitely on its last leg. Can't see. Doesn't really have much of a tip anymore. And this is why I buy cheap brushes, because if I was spending $20 on a single brush that goes to the abuse that I give it, or that I put my brushes through, I'd be really upset. I really don't want to be limiting myself because I'm trying to preserve supplies. Bought this brush and a couple of other ones at Walmart. It was a pack of 6 or 5 brushes, mostly fine tip, and 1-inch edger for like $4. So I destroy it. I don't feel bad. Jalen Warner in the house. What's going on, brother? Yo, yo. Yeah, I think it's time to pull another one of the brushes from the box. There we go. Brush out of the pack. This is a number 1 brush. It's also got a nice fine tip. By the way, I'll be able to use it for something, but there's nothing like a brush. Oh yeah, brush tip. I did go a little overboard with the edges here, or with the scrubbing, so I did lose some of my original shapes. I'm just gonna make them up now. Try to get those edges back in. Well, it's not a matter of trying, it's a matter of getting those edges back in. Hey, Brian. Hi, Scarlett. Thanks for hopping on. Won't be on for much longer. It's kind of impromptu lunchtime sketch. Well, not sketch, just trying to finish up uh, some unfinished pieces over the next week or so, kind of where I have a little bit of time uh, in between commissions and real life stuff. Once this guy's done, I'll move over to the Gambit piece. Thanks, Brian. And then we'll have that American Dream piece. Yeah, no, I haven't finished Dynamite's Gambit yet. I was gonna work on it at home last night, but I think I want to make sure that I catch that um, on a stream. Um, so then I didn't work on it at home last night, so I was with the plan of taking with me to work so I can work on it at lunch. But then I left it in my art table at home. So this guy happened to be here, so I'm working on this guy instead. Like I said, Gambit's next. And then probably the American Dream piece while I wait for a new set to come in, which should have been here weeks ago. So hopefully I have enough time to actually get it done. And then I might take a little break from sketch cards and work on larger scale items for a bit just to give my sale. I'll give myself something different to do so I don't get burnt out working on the smaller pieces. I mean, this is good. This is definitely not sketch card size, so I'm perfectly okay with this. So I mentioned somewhere on the stream, I don't know which one it was, that lately I've been using these fine brushes for everything. And I definitely recommend if you're looking um, to try something different with your acrylic painting, is to use fine brushes for the bulk of it. Obviously not for large washes like I did for the background, but it kind of forces you, or to me anyways, forcing me to um, pay a little bit more attention to edges. And also, I think it's limiting the back and forth and the constant layers, because uh, by defining an edge up front, or a more defined edge up front, it's um, less amount of times I have to come back and do more layers. So I haven't actually timed myself to see if I don't even have what to compare to, um, if it is making a difference, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm okay with it. Till I start using like chiseled brushes for everything. Just gotta keep me on my toes. I think what I'll find once I get this out of my system is that I just need to find a better balance between detailed strokes and larger strokes, and that will be a nice epiphany moment. So yeah. Uh, did a live stream with Jalen and Sean and some other people whose names escape me right now, Friday night. That was great fun. If anyone hasn't checked it out or is curious, you'll find it on, I did share it on my Facebook page. Jay Lynn also shared it. Sean Rodney 5, Jay, whose last name escapes me right now. But yeah, that was great. I was started around 8 p.m. ran till about 10:30. Really fun. Some good jokes. Good group of guys. Hopefully they invite me again. Some really talented people out there. Five, yes. Was it Sean's stream or Five stream? I don't remember. Either way, it's the links in on my page. You scroll down a little bit. I think it's still there. It's nice chatting with some veterans, if you will, of the industry. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Jalen. Yeah, Sean's stream, which I think is called Friday Night Draw. I think I'd be a little bit more prepared and aware of what I did. Okay. I really lost my edges on the hand here. Got a little carried away with the texture. So I have Jalen got hammered that night. Great. That might explain a few things. Trying to, or not trying to, I'm working on getting a couple of more of those guest artist streams. Might have another one this Wednesday morning. Just waiting to finalize everything with the fine gentleman. Hopefully have it all sorted out tomorrow, so I'll be able to share it in advance. It's going to be interesting to do a 9 a.m. Because I'm sure, depending on times and so on, it's got to be from the group side anyway. It's got to be a different audience. But I have to accommodate for the fact that this artist is on the other side of the world and wouldn't want him to do this stuff at 4 a.m. his time. So hopefully it all works out, and I'll share it tomorrow at some point. Should be a fun one. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Artist has been around for a little bit. Very well known. Yeah, very well known, I'll say. But that's all I'll disclose at this point. Don't want to ruin the surprise once it's all finalized. And yeah, trying to set up some. Yes, it is an international artist. Trying to set up some other ones, just a matter of scheduling. Make sure to line up with everyone's time zones and schedules. People working from home, kids, or so on. It's not necessarily that simple to coordinate schedules, but do what I can. Yeah. Hopefully everyone can tune in live or later. Sounds French. I will not disclose anything. Though I think I know who you're referring to, the French. I gotta reach out to him. Actually, I did reach out to him. I don't remember if he replied or not. I should probably check my junk box or my spam just in case it got flagged. But yeah, absolutely hoping to get some, we're looking to get some more artists in the live stream. Maybe even do an all-star edition, try to get like 5 people in. That's going to be, yeah, if I think that syncing up one person is complicated, right? I try to get 5 people from all over the world with jobs and kids and pets and spotty internet connections. That's me. We'll make it happen though, eventually. And I know there's been a lot of interest in the drink and draw concept, or Friday night for Jalen. What's up, Sean? We're just talking about you. So there's Sean Forney just joined the group. That's whose stream I was on the other day that I was talking about. That was really cool. Great group. If you don't know who Sean is, you should look him up. That's some awesome stuff. Yeah, I mean, 5 people is great. Like I said, it's just a matter of coordinating it all, getting everyone to sync up schedules to do it. I mean, you and me, we have very similar hours, so it's been pretty simple to sync up. But Haro, he's in LA, so he's 3 hours behind. He's insanely busy guy, so that took a little bit of massaging of the calendar to figure out the best time there. Gordon Wells, he's in New Orleans, so I don't. Yeah, he's I don't know how many hours behind or ahead he is. Trying to get some of the guys in Europe are like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours ahead. Right? I'll figure it out. Oh, which reminds me, Sean, I owe you some drawings. Should get on that soon. Or some sketches. And by I should get on that soon, I mean I will get on that soon. Mm-hmm. So the VP is sitting on my art desk at home next to the Venomized Gambit. And yeah, he is done. Might need another coat of gloss. Um, that's why I didn't say anything about him today, because I forgot to bring him with me. Um, yeah, just was complete scatterbrain this morning, so I didn't even like forgot to take him with me. Um, I'll see what he looks like on one coat of varnish when I get home. Might give him another coat overnight, and then I'll bring him with me to the office tomorrow and do something with that. I know this means nothing to most people watching, um, but if you follow me and you follow Jay or follow Jay um, it will start making sense in about 24 hours. I thought I sent you the picture of the finished one. No, I didn't, because I didn't take one. Well, you have to take my word for it. It's done, and it's magnificent. I think you'll approve. I mean, you've seen the almost done version, and um, you didn't criticize me, so I think you'll be pleased. So I'll work on the Gambit piece on the Wednesday stream. Um, Probably won't be done in that one session, but it will definitely be done this soon. I wouldn't want to commit. Um, and there's another commission that I need to start on soon that I can share. Well, actually, I need to find out if uh, the buyer's okay with me sharing the process. That one should be really fun. And there's another one that I'm going to start working on tonight that, unfortunately, for some people, is not a Marvel one. Um, but it is going to be a fun while challenging to do. I might stream some of that as well. Um, we'll see how that goes. It's a slightly different approach, which requires a lot more concentration. So I don't know if I'll be able to chat and work on down at the same time. Can barely walk and chew gum at the same time. So get almost out of time. Get his collar here. I'll bring up the. Well, did it die? They'll bring it up to the camera to get a better look of where we are, where I am. And I will post some more updated pics or process pics. So one thing that's really cool about doing the live streams that I'm very grateful for is like this piece. I don't remember what colors I mixed to get this cool blue. I'm guessing it's white and blue and black, but I can't remember for sure. So I'll be able to reference the first video of this and kind of see what I mix to try to get the same rough value. If not, then I'm just going to have to repaint those components over, which I don't really want to do if I don't have to. And before I sign off, I watched The Old Guard last night on Netflix. It's the Charlize Theron. I never heard of the graphic novel originally, but it's about a bunch of elite, without ruining the plot, a supernatural elite group of kind of special forces, led by Charlize. It was really good. I was very pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect it to be horrible. I just didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Reading a review in Variety earlier today, this could springboard the whole franchise of the show for Netflix. Oh, sorry, of the movie for Netflix, because they definitely did leave it open for multiple sequels or series. It is violent, so not for the youngins, but I didn't find it overly violent. It's violent because the nature of the situation. It's not violent for the sake of being violent. Yeah, it was good. Pleasantly surprised. Not so much with Warrior Nun. I'm gonna need to watch a full episode, but I gave in 20 minutes in, or gave up 20 minutes in. It was weird. Didn't really know what to expect there either, but it's Warrior Nuns. I don't know what I was expecting or hoping to see. Might be one of those shows that builds up or needs to build up. And I'm pretty sure that's a comic book adaptation as well. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for everyone who took the time to watch me do this. This is where I'm leaving it off. Oh, it fits nicely in the frame, I think. Still a work in progress. I say it's about halfway done. And yeah, that's it for now. Keep an eye on the Facebook page for updates as I schedule more streams. And as always, if you have any questions, suggestions, want to be part of a live stream or anything like that, give me a shout or message on the next stream. That's it. Thanks, everyone.